create a folder. For example, let me create this folder, session demo, Docker image. So this is the folder, and open that folder with VS Code, or just open this, come here, cmd space double dot to open this in, and now just type git init to initialize. Yes, okay. So we have initialized git in empty repository. Okay. After that, I'm just sharing a link with you. Just go there. Okay. All right. Pick this link. And just when you come there, copy the URL from here. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
All right. So when you come here, just click this green button and copy the link. After that, go to your command prompt and type git clone space control V. Git clone is a command that is used to clone any repository into your system. Got it? So git clone space control V, and when I will hit enter, the repo will start cloning into my system. Look here, cloning into this remote, and we have receiving objects 100% done. So now when I go to my folder, I'll see that I will have, look, here is the repo I have copied, I've cloned into my system, and here are the folders I've got. So previously I just made this folder, I went inside this folder, I typed cmd space double dot to open this in command prompt. Then I typed git init in order to initialize git here. I'll not press enter this time because this has already been done. After that, I went to the repository, I copy the code. After that, I went to the command prompt, clone, and I pasted the link. When I hit enter, all the repository has been cloned into my system. Okay, I'll close that. After that, we need to go inside this, and you have to open this folder, PySpark Jupyter Lab. This folder, PySpark Jupyter Lab. Repeat the same process here. Repeat the same process. CMD space double dot and do this. And now the command prompt has been opened in this folder or in this directory. After that, what you have to do, just open the README file and follow the steps. Make sure you have a stable internet connection. Okay. To build the image from the Docker file, first we need to build the image. After that, we have to create the container. Got it? So first, you just have to copy this command and paste I have opened two command prompts. I don't know which one is that. Let me just reopen it. CMD space double dot. Yes. Okay. Now, since I have copied the command, I'll paste the command here and it will start building my image. Look, this would start building the image. Building. So this will take a great deal of time depending upon the speed of your internet connection. As you are able to see, the speed is reaching up to almost 18 MBs per second. This is the speed of my internet connection. Depending upon your internet connection, it will take the speed. Is it clear? Everybody, are you a folder? You can give any name. I have given this name. Come inside this folder. Just left click here and type cmd space double dot. Personally, I don't use this cmd. I use PowerShell. That's more interactive. Or I use this Visual Studio Code. So when you land this folder, and when you land in the command prompt through this folder, just type git init, git space init, git init, and press enter. So as you can see, the speed is constantly above 17 or touching 18 MBs. This means that the image is being built. Look here, and we have total 32 objects to build, and this is in the process of building fifth object. By the way, I have already built that image in my system. I'll just show you. Here is the image. Let me cloud centric big data engineering master's program, PySpark Jupyter Lab. This is the, and look, the size of this image 5.02 GBs, almost 5 GBs. And it has also put up great pressure on my system. Look, the RAM is, the system is above, is touching almost 90, 88. Okay, and here is the container, which when I run, for example, if I run this, this will take some time. Yes, this is running, and when I go here, I just open, the page is not working. Here is the page which is already working. So I was just preparing some material for you. So that's the thing. Okay, it is running. Let me just stop it. I fear that it might not collide with my pre-existing image. So let's wait till the time when this is completed, and this will take a lot of time. So make sure your internet connection is stable, otherwise the image will not be built properly and it will give error. I hope this is clear to everybody. Is it clear? Start with our session.
सर जो आपने खुद मतलब
All right, just let me just give a quick recap of the last session. And today we need to do some Linux commands. All right, so this was the thing we did in the last session. We had this kind of file which was stored in this manner. We need to find the frequency of each words. So I will just quickly go through the important stuff. First of all, when this file goes to the MapReduce code, in fact, when the MapReduce code comes to this file, the same code will go to this block, the same code will go to this block, and this block, or any number of blocks we have in our cluster. After that, the very important thing to note here is both mappers and reducer accept only the key value pairs. So in order to fulfill that requirement, we have the concept of a record reader. What it does, it converts the input to into a key value pairs. So I showed you that this, for example, this is the input line. Got it? This is the mapping phase. So since the mapper accepts only key value pairs, this record reader would convert this line into this kind of structure, where the first place would be holding the key and second place would be holding the value. The same process would be repeated for the second, for the third, and for the fourth line. After that, I showed you at each node what is the process that will happen. At data node 1, this is the input. Note that this was not the actual input. This was the input that has been prepared by the record reader. So reader has prepared this input that has been accepted by the mapper. So what mapper would do? Mapper would convert this would convert each word into a key value pair. Hello comma 1, I comma 1, teach comma 1, big comma 1, data comma 1. And you know why this would convert. I told you the this thing in the last session. This is according to the logic of our code. Okay, this is according to the logic of our code. So at data node 2, the same process would happen on data node 3. The same would be observed on data node 4. So till this stage, we do not have, since if the data has been saved on a single machine, then for example we have only this machine, then whatever the output of this machine is, that would have been the final output. But since the data is stored on these four machines or on these four nodes, so the respective outcomes are not the final outcomes. Then in order to have the final output, the data literally moves towards any node. For example, it moves towards data node 3, which acts as a reducer, and it receives the data at the reducer end. So this kind of activity would happen at the reducer end, and this is the sequence we follow. First of all, record reader comes into picture. It prepares the data for the mapper prepares the data for the reducer. But before reducing activity, there are two activities that happen, and they both have their own purpose. First of all, the shuffle happens. In shuffle, the data moves from the mappers to the reducer. So when the data moves to the reducer, this is called shuffle. And then sort happens according to our logic. If the sort does not happen, we will not be having the final output. So after sorting, the data is finally ready for the final process, and that is called reducing. So this is the thing I told you. Um, uh, this would happen after the sorting. This is the sorting. This is sorting. And after the sorting, the data would look like this. And this is the reducing. So big comma 5, data comma 4, is comma 1, very comma 1, powerful comma 1, stuff like that. So I hope this is clear. And now you are able to connect with these ideas. So this was the CSV I showed you, that how would this be processed. I hope now you can replicate this concept for any file you are given with. Is it clear? Okay. 4, and this would be the last session. If we are left with some Linux commands, we will see those commands in the very starting of the third module. Okay. So first of all, what are the Linux commands? Linux commands, why do we need them? Can somebody tell me why do we need the Linux commands? Yes, automation, but that comes at a very later stage when we are able to set up our system. But most important thing is that these big data systems are mostly deployed on Linux machines. Got it? So Linux machines are very good when it comes to handling a lot of uh, load. Got it? When we need to handle a lot of loads in terms of machines, in terms of nodes, in terms of coordination between between the machines or among the machines, Linux machines are preferable. There are a lot of other reasons which might not make a lot of sense at this time, so I'll not reveal those things. But since the clusters are mostly deployed on Linux machines, so think of a situation, uh, for example, in Windows, when you need to see what are the folders, what are the directories, or what is the content inside each of the folder. What you do something like that. For example, I am here in this directory, and the directory name is this is the path of the directory: e cloud centric data engineering, spark docker image, session demo docker image. This is the directory, and when I am in, I have this kind of UI, so I am able to see everything in the UI. When I click this, if I need to see what all I have inside this folder, I just open it and I will see. But in Linux, we type some commands to do those processes. And for example, I need to make one folder here. What would I do? I have simple drag and drop option with me, or drop option with me through the mouse utility. I will just click here and I will create new folder, and I will be having this folder. Got it? But in Linux, we do such stuff through commands. So those commands are very important to learn. So let us just start those. I hope my cluster is running. It's taking some time. Let me just open a new terminal. When you have built this image, you will be able to see all the stuff I'm doing here. Okay. So we have Linux commands. First of all, let's see some story, or let's see what goes behind the curtains when we work in a cluster mode, or when we work in a Spark cluster or Hadoop cluster or any cluster. Okay. Uh, okay. Let me just go to the other XLA draw here. The name node. So I'll just type here name node or the master node. Okay. That whenever they log into they log into this machine. That is not the case. This is wrong. When you log in, you do not log into this machine. You log outside of this machine. There is a concept of one more node that comes into picture. How? Let me just tell you. Let me just cancel this and open this. Okay. Okay. Now I am signing in. This is my username, and here is some password. I am signing in. When I'm signing in, I will land into one system. For example, here is the notebook I need to run. I'm creating a Spark session. You'll see all of this in action when you come to this point. But uh, currently, what I'm telling you is the setup behind the curtains, or what goes behind the curtains when we work in a cluster. Suppose I am running this command. So initially, when you hear that we are working in a distributed system or a distributed setup, this command is running inside the cluster. But that might be the case, or that might not be the case, depending upon the scenario. But what is the first place from where these codes are run? For example, this is the code. If I'm picking this code and I'm taking this code here, is this code being run here? No, this code is being run from somewhere outside. And here we come across one more node type, that is the gateway node. I hope it makes sense. That is the gateway node. This is the node when we work in a cluster. This is the node where we log in. We log in here. We log in here. Log in. I don't know why the text size is small, but we log in here. The activity I performed is that I logged in. So when I logged in, I am logged in to a gateway node, and that is the place where by default I would land whenever I want to enter into the cluster. So I will not go directly inside the cluster, but I would remain outside the cluster from there. And from this place, I would just throw my commands. I would throw my commands. That command, for example, this command, sorry, I run this command from my, for example, this is the command. If you're not able to see, I will run this command from this node, and this command would be thrown to cluster. And depending upon, either we are working in the cluster mode or we are working in the interactive mode, this command will run here. Is it clear to everybody? This node is also called an edge node. EDGENODE. Is it clear to everybody? So let me repeat. Whenever we try, we log in into the edge node, and this is the place from where we write code and we throw the code into this system. Is it clear? Everybody, need to create a Spark session, and this is the Spark session. From I'll tell you. Got it? So this is, look, Spark session dot builder dot app name. You'll understand each and everything when you come to this point. But once I run this code, look, now this has been run. Now the connection between this node and this node has been established. Now whatever code I will run, I'll just execute this code from here, but that code would hit here and would process here. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. uh, Okay.
Edge node
Since our connection has been developed with the cluster, now this code would run inside the cluster. और अब होगा क्या? For example, if I need to see the content of this file, now one more weird thing would happen. Dot show, the result of this command would be shown to us. Look, it will take some time. Yes, here is the result of that command. The result of this command is being shown, but where? Can somebody tell me?
edge node,
ये जो रिजल्ट, सॉरी,
edge node.
एज नोड में शो हो रहा है, ये जो रिजल्ट शो हो रहा है हमें, ये यहाँ शो हो रहा है, इस नोड पे ये यहाँ शो हो रहा है। प्रोसेसिंग यहाँ हो रही है, ठीक है, बट जब हमने कमांड रन की डॉट शो, वो सारे का सारा जो रिजल्ट है, जितना भी उसके लिए अप्रोप्रिएट है, उस सारे ने ट्रेवल किया इनटू दैट नोड, और फिर वो हमें शो हो गया। इज इट क्लियर? नहीं करते, ठीक है। मास्टर नोड इज इनसाइड द क्लस्टर, हम उसके साथ कनेक्शन डेवलप कर रहे होते हैं, बिकॉज देखें इस नोड को, इस क्लस्टर को बहुत सारे यूजर्स ने एक्सेस करना होता है। तो अगर आपको यहाँ की एक्सेस दे दी जाए तो यू आर द सोल ओनर ऑफ दिस, so this is not a good approach. We create a lot of users here at this end. For example, there would be name gateway node 2, and by the way, let me tell you one more thing. You would be able to see here, this is the labs, a multi node lab provided by IT This is G02. Look here, G02. Here we have two gateway nodes. My gateway node is G02. My gateway node is gateway node 2. There might be some users who have their gateway node on gateway node 1. And this is my username. Look, my username is this. And let me tell you what I'm telling you here, that we create a lot of users here. For example, user 1, for example, this was user 2, going down the line, user 3, user 4, user 5, they all would access this. And whenever they run a command, there is yarn which analyzes the command and tells this much resources or these much resources are required for this particular command, and that resource manager provides each command with the necessary resources to run. So now I hope you have you have received a very higher level picture of what is yarn, why the yarn is important. At initial stages, when we tell about yarn in only in the theory, it does not make that much sense. I hope this is clear. Okay, so I was telling you here why my command, where I am. I need to go to my home. Okay, look here. These are the Linux commands. The very first command you must know about the Linux command is pwd. This is present working directory. Pwd means present working directory, and this tells us in which directory we are currently. When I press enter this, I would see this /home /itversity itv001967. This is my location. When I have logged into gateway node 2, this is my directory. This is the folder where I can work. This is the folder, or this is the place where I can store my files. Got it? For example, if I want to see how much all users are there, I just have to go back. I'll tell you about this command cd double dot, and I will travel one directory back. Look, in PC, मुझे अगर ये मेरी डायरेक्टरी है और मुझे इस डायरेक्टरी से एक डायरेक्टरी पीछे जाना है, तो आई जस्ट hit this back button and I'm here. But in the Linux, we have to we use a command called cd. Cd means change directory. Cd means change directory. Cd space double dot. This would take us to the parent directory of that directory. For example, look here. This is ITV 014967. We have one more directory before this directory, and that is home. So when I enter this, I am in home. Look here. Now, if I press PWD, I'll see home. And if I need to go one more directory back to the root directory, I'll still say CD space double dot, and I'll come to the root. And now, look here. This is the root directory. Linux follows a tree kind of structure in which everything starts from the root and we have successive folder after that. Is it clear, everybody? The first command is pwd. This is used for knowing what is the directory where we are currently working. Cd is for changing the directory. If we press cd space double dot, we will travel one. Okay, pwd cd. Okay, every user when they log into gateway node has have their own directory, and that is the home directory for them. Got it? वो उनकी home directory होती है. So from any directory, if we need to go to home directory, we just type cd space tilde. This is below the escape button at the top left of your keyboard. Shift tilde. When I press enter, I'll come to my home directory. And now if I press pwd, I am here again. Look here, slash home slash this. So when I log into my cluster, I actually log into gateway node, and on these gateway nodes, all the user have their own directories, their own home directories where they land. So I am able to land here slash home slash itversity 014967. Is it all making sense till now? Why do we need Linux commands? Because we need to work in those directories. We need to make new folders. We need to delete folders. We need to see everything, what is everything available inside our folders. Okay. After that, now if I want to see what is inside this folder, in Linux terminology, a folder is called a directory. In my system, for example, here is the folder I am working. And if I want to see what is all I have inside this folder, what I do, I just double click here, I open it, and I can see. In Linux, how do you do that? In Linux, we say ls. This means list all the items available inside this directory. When I press enter, I'll see a lot of stuff. Big log dot text, file, file to, headers, product data, my notebooks, new directory, products, uh, whatever the name is, the extra folder, week 5 assignment, copied file, file 1, header line, map reduce practicals, new file, new directory 1, stuff like that. So ls is the command which we use to see what all the content is we have inside that folder. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So pwd cd cd space double dot, and now the next command is ls. Okay, now look, we are seeing only the folders or the files here, but we are not seeing the details of each file. For example, who is the owner of this file, what all permissions we have on these files. So how do we see that? We say ls hyphen l. This means that show us the content or show us the directories or files, but in detail. So when I type and when I hit enter, you will see previously I had this type of output. Now I have an output in the listed format or in an arranged manner. Look here, I'm not able to zoom into it. I don't know. Okay, big log dot text. So this is the first file, file 2, copied file 2. So inside this folder, inside my home directory, I have kept all of these files. Is it clear? Now, as you can see, before some files, for example, if there is, consider this map reduce practicals and consider this big log dot text. When its name is starting, initially what we see is hyphen, and when we see the details of map reduce practicals, we see the letter D. So whenever there is a letter D, that is a directory. And what is a directory? That is folder. And when we say hyphen, that is a file. Got it? Hyphen for file, D for directory. I'm not making notes out of it for today. When you watch the recording, you can take those notes for today. Okay, so hyphen for file and D for directory. Okay, now if I want to see what all I have inside this map reduce practicals, how can I see? I need to use ls hyphen l. After that, I need to type the address of this folder, map reduce practicals. And where is that folder? This folder is inside. First of all, I am inside slash home slash uh, I'll just copy this, slash home slash itv, and inside this folder itv014967, I have the folder named as map reduce practicals. I'll say map, and I'll press tab, and this would be typed automatically. When you press tab, if you have typed the correct sequence, it will pick up the directories or files available inside it automatically. So if I type enter now, I'll see I have uh, how much files do I have? I have only this file called data. So if I need to see what all I have inside this, by the way, for example, now this command is lengthy. Next time I don't need to type this command from the beginning. I just enter up arrow, and whatever the command I have run previously would be shown there. If I enter up arrow one more time, I'll see the command which I have run previous to that command. Got it? So I am able to see all the command whatever I have run. But I will use this command, and I will, this is again, by the way, one more thing to observe here. The files are in the black color, but the folders or directories are in the light blue or blue color. Note this thing also. So data is inside this. I'll paste it here, and I'll hit enter, and I can see I have this all available here. Cache, for reading, more about data frame reader, reduced by key, Spark Core, Superstore sales, everything I have inside this. Is it clear? Everybody, is it all right? Now, currently I am in my home directory. Here is my home directory. If I say pwd, I am slash home slash itv 014967. Uh, there's one more thing. Okay, if I want to know my username in this domain, whatever domain I'm working, I will type who am I. If I type who am I, I'll see my name ITV 014967. Okay, I told you from any directory, if you want to go to the to your home directory, you have to type cd space tilde. And from any directory, if you need to go back to the previous directory, I'm not saying to the one directory back. Got it? You might be three directories back in the last scenario. For example, we are here. Let me just change the directory. Cd slash home. Now I am here in home. Previously, where was I were here, and now I am in the home. Let me just go one directory back, and now I am here in the root folder. Let's see what all we have available in the root folder. ls-l, and I think we will be having a lot of stuff here. Okay, inside root we have these kind of things, and this is all outside the cluster. This is on the gateway node 2, G02. Let's see the status of our image. Has it been built or not? 5 warnings found. Okay. uh, Git clone Spark notebooks. I think we have come across any issue. Let me just go to that folder again, and there is the readme file, and let me just type that command. After that, once this command has run successfully, you have to run this command. Okay. Um, let me see if I'm able to do this. Hmm. Okay, so unfortunately we have come across uh, an error. Jupyter Lab is already in use. Okay, since I had already created that image, but once you um, run this command, you will see an ID generated here. You don't have to use it, but that ID would be just an indication of that thing that your container has been created. So when you go to your Docker, you will see an image created like this here. So what you need to do, you just have to either run it from here, and if you run it, I'll not run it, and when you go to containers, you will have to run it from here. Look, now this is running. Now this is running. Just click here and go to this link, localhost 888. For the very first time when you run this, you will have to, for example, let me just open that link if it works for me. Localhost 8888. Type enter, and you will see a Jupyter Lab environment opening here. Look here. And you would land into your PySpark Jupyter Lab, the same kind of environment which we have, which I have for the, look here. Let me just theme is the light theme. Look here. This is the thing. And now I'm going to show you the same kind of thing for, let me just not, if I am able to duplicate this, is it possible here? I think yes. Look here, since this is a paid service, so we have a lot of stuff here. We can run Python notebook, we can run Groovy notebooks, Java notebooks, PySpark 3, Scala, Spark Scala 2, SQL notebooks. We can run this much stuff. And in this, on the same lines, since we have cloned that image for free, so we are able to run Python notebooks here. So if we need to run a terminal from here, we can go to terminal and we will have the same utility whatever I am running here. Let me just go there and look here. We have the same thing. And if I type pwd present working directory, and let's see where have I landed here. I am here in home Jupyter. Here is my present working directory, and your present working directory is not can be or cannot be your home directory. What is your home directory here? You can see cd space tilde, and now you can see your home directory. Root is your home directory. Why root is your home directory? Because you are the owner of this system. This system is the local system. आपने जहां पे लॉग इन किया है, ये डिफरेंसेस आपने याद रखने हैं. आपने जहां लॉग इन किया है, आप लॉग इन करेंगे फर्स्ट टाइम, वहां एक स्क्रीन आएगी, उस पे आपने फर्स्ट टाइम एक टोकन होगा. आई विल टेल यू हियर फ्रॉम हियर. आपने लोकल होस्ट 8888 ओपन करना है. फिर ये सेकंड वाला टोकन या फर्स्ट वाला कोई भी टोकन जिस पे चल जाए, उसको आपने यहां से कॉपी करना है. ठीक है, और वहां पेस्ट करना है आपने. सिंस मेरे पास ये पहले से बना हुआ था, तो मैं अब वो दिखा नहीं पा रहा आपको, बट वहां जब आप जाएंगे तो आपको शो हो जाएगा. नीचे को इस जगह पे यू वुड बी हैविंग टोकन, पेस्ट करेंगे और नीचे को एक पासवर्ड दे देंगे 12345, और नीचे लॉग इन का बटन होगा. आप लॉग इन पे क्लिक करेंगे, वो सारा जो एनिमेशन होती है जुपिटर लैब की वो प्ले होगी, और उसके बाद आप फिर लॉग इन हो जाएंगे. जब आप लॉग इन होंगे, बिकॉज ये जो आपकी लैब है ये आप ही के सिस्टम पे है, ये देखें लोकल होस्ट रन हो रहा है. इट मीन्स कि ये इसी सिस्टम के ऊपर रन हो रहा है. इसका ये मीनिंग है कि आप जब आप लैंड करेंगे तो यही सिस्टम आपका गेटवे नोड है, यही आपका मास्टर नोड है, और इसी सिस्टम के ऊपर ही आपके वर्कर नोड्स हैं. Is this difference clear? Case you will not be able to leverage this kind of setup. आप जहां लॉग इन होंगे, क्योंकि एक ही मशीन है जिसके ऊपर आप लॉग इन हो रहे हैं, वही गेटवे नोड होगा, वही मास्टर नोड होगा, और वही डेटा नोड्स होंगे, और वो एक ही होगा. इज इट क्लियर? Look here. Okay, luckily I'm able to zoom in here. Okay, so I am here in root. I'm not showing you some commands here because I do not have any uh, stuff saved here. So in order to execute some commands, we will also have to see some results. So since I have nothing here, so I'll not be able to show you some results. So I will just go to the previous setup. Okay. So till now we have seen that we can show what all files we have here, and I've told you that uh, the black color are the files, the blue colors are the directories. There is one more color, bin, sorry, green color. These are the files or directories which are executable, on which we have the permissions of executing. For example, in PC, for example, you need to install a game. So after that, you would be having a word written as .exe. You have some permission to execute it. I'm giving a very rough example, but if you can understand, just understand from that. I hope this is clear. Okay. So ls-l. Okay. Now let's talk about how we can change the directories. And I was telling you about how to go to the previous directory. What previous directory? The directory in which you were working previously from this command. So what you need to type cd space hyphen. Cd space hyphen will not take you one directory back, but to the previous directory. Please note this difference. So previously I was in home. Let me just change my directory. Change my directory to slash home slash itv 014967 slash uh, what is the command? Yes. Okay. Let me go to, and if I press enter, now cd, and this is the path of this directory. Ultimately, I am landing in data directory. The name of the directory is data. And if I type pwd, I will see here. Look, slash home, slash itv, slash map reduce practicals, slash data. Now, what is the previous directory? Previous directory is map reduce practicals. But when I press cd double dot, I would come here, map reduce practicals. Look here. And now if I press this, look, I am inside the map reduce practicals. But what if I need to go to this directory back, because before this step I was in this directory? I need to type cd space hyphen, and I would land into data. Look here. And pwd would give me the the directory where I am currently in. Is it clear? Is it? Now let me just go to my home directory, cd space tilde, and I'm inside my this directory. By the way, if you want to clear the screen, just type clear, and the screen would be clear. And this will not be clear if you, I think that utility is not available here. I think so. Otherwise, when I run this on command prompt, it could just hide all of the commands above the screen so that I can see a clean slate here. Okay. Um, ls-l. This would give me a list of these files. Okay. Now, if I want to see, this is the sorting. Got it? This is the sorting. What if I need to see these files sorted on the base of timestamp. So I would say ls-l t, ls-l t. And if I press enter, look here. Previously, I had the response on top is September 29, September 27, Feb 27, October, November, January. This is a random output, but in this we have February, November, October, September. Got it? So we have this response based on the timestamp. And you know there are two types of orders, ascending or descending. So if I would just hit up arrow and I will have this command ls-lt. If I type r, this would give me the response in timestamp but in the reverse order. The oldest time would come first and the recent time would go down. Look here, these two responses are the opposite to each other. Look, September 26, September 27, September 26, September 27. These are the reflection of each other. I hope this is clear. Okay. So ls-l for listing, ls-l t for timestamp. And if we type t and r, we will get the response in the reversed timestamp order. Now, can somebody tell me what will have what will be the outcome of this ls-l r? And remember, r is used for reversed output. Can somebody tell me? Alphabetical order or dictionary order. Look here. First, let me do this. Look, B, C, F, H, M, M, N, N, P, T, U, W. If I type R, both the commands would be opposite to each other. Is it clear, everybody? There are a lot of combinations of these commands, and these are not all the commands. We will not be learning all the commands, but we would be learning the most essential commands or the most necessary commands. And whenever you come across any situation, you can just Google and you can go and learn any command. But we will learn those commands that we will be using most probably. Okay, LTR. Okay, now let's see the magic of capital R. What the capital R does is it shows the response or performs any action recursively. What do we mean by recursively? What all content we have available inside those folders. Look, ls-l will give us only these folders, but it does not show us what is actually inside these folders also. So ls-lr will show us what is inside these folders as well. So this might be a huge response. Let's just see. Look here. Uh, where I ran this command. Actually, this is very fast, so we don't observe. Yes, ls-l. Look, this is giving the total content available here. So this is the first. Look, these are the files. So files have their content. So we will not be having any other files inside those files. So, but since these are the folders, look, map reduce practicals. It says in map reduce practicals, we have total 4 elements. One of them is data. And inside this, we have, look, In data is also a folder. So inside this folder, we have all this. Next, it comes to my notebooks week 8, Apache Spark aggregation or functions. What all I had, I will be getting that response from this command. So R is very important. When we need to do any action recursively, R is used. Okay, oh, sorry. Let me just go to my present working directory. Let me clear the screen. Okay, now ls-l. There are some files which are hidden, that are not shown. In order to show those files, ls-l, we can say a. A means all. Got it? Let me just remove l. I will say a, then I'll say l. By the way, this will not make any difference whether you write a before, l after, or l before, a after. That would be the same output. And look, we have more files. Look here. And the hidden files start with dot. Look, dot bash history, dot bash logout, dot bash profile. These were the files which were which we were not able to see previously, but now we are able to see due to the command, and that command contains the word a. A means all. So ls-al. Now if I type t, this response would be sorted by timestamp, and if I press r, small r, this would be in the opposite time frame or opposite timestamp. And if I say capital R, ALTRR, you could write any letter. Sorry. Okay. Let me just go to root. CD space double dot. This will take us one directory back. And if we press slash and again double dot, this will take us two directories back. Got it? So look here. Uh, First, this double dot will take me to home, and this next double dot will take me to the root. So if I type enter and I'm in the root, look here, I am in the root, this slash. And if I need to see what all we have here, ls, we have this. I need to go one directory forward, cd slash home. Okay, now I am inside home. Now I want to see what all I have here, and when I will run one command, this node would crash. Look here, ls hyphen l t r and recursively. Inside this home, there are a lot of users and they have a lot of data. I think I will not be having the permission of seeing that content, but that is the reason that R will not work here. But this would give us, look here, this will keep on giving us the outputs, and I'm not able to scroll to the top of that output. Look here, ITV, this to very bottom of this page.